It's a nice tallit you got there, but I mean, are Noahides allowed to wear that though?
That's a good question. Let's check that out.
Yes, let's. So, Noahide viewer in Tennessee writes us asking, can Noahides wear a tallit? That would be otherwise known as a Jewish prayer shawl worn in synagogue. And this should be understood in the context, after all, this particular activity, or wearing this garment here, is not really a part of our 7 laws. You might ask, why this comes up in the first place. So, Jacob, if you could explain.
Yeah, I mean, the short answer to this question is yes. Noahides can wear tallit. Noahides can wear things like a tefillin, on your head and arm. But so here's the thing: we learn from the Rambam that non-Jews, and let me read it to you actually.
From where in the
Mishnah Torah, in Hilchot Melachim,
Laws of Kings,
we find where he's discussing the 7 laws of Noah. We find we should not prevent a non-Jew who desires to perform one of the Torah's other miswoth in order to receive a reward from doing so, provided he performs it as required. Or, as it says in the Hebrew, provided he does it according to the halachah. So, the idea is that if we as non-Jews want to do extra mitzvahs, we're perfectly allowed to do so, with a few minor exceptions, which we won't get into here. But, for example, if you want to wear a tallit, you can totally do so, if your intent is that you want to receive extra reward by doing an additional mitzvah. You should not, however, approach it from the perspective that God requires me as a Noahide to wear a tallit, or this is an extra mitzvah that I am now required to do. That would be bad. But if you just say, this is an extra thing which I am doing voluntarily, that's perfectly fine. Now, that being the case, I should say this is true for a lot of different miswoth, like keeping certain parts of kosher, or wearing tallit, or doing additional prayers, like you mentioned. But you will hear people say that there's certain mitzvahs, specifically wearing a tallit, wearing tefillin, things like this, that non-Jews shouldn't do, or even putting mezuzot on your house. So why do they tell people you shouldn't do this? It's not an issue of you're forbidden to do this, but rather there is a certain issue where it's unwise to do these things in certain situations. For example, if you walk out down the street wearing a kippah and sisiyot coming out of your shirt and, tefillin, people are going to look at you and go, look, a Jew. And rightfully so, because you're walking down the street looking exactly like a Jew. But then you walk into McDonald's and, eat a ham sandwich.
Or Famous Dave's.
Yeah, or Famous Dave's, and eat some pork ribs, which is perfectly permitted to you. You haven't done anything wrong. But these people are going to look at you and say, oh my gosh, look at this Jew. Look at the horrible things he's doing. He's clearly just a hypocrite. And you're going to then basically desecrate God's name through your permitted actions. So for that reason, basically it's a very bad idea for us to go out in public and present ourselves as if we're Jewish. So you'll hear a lot of Jews say you really shouldn't be wearing a tallit in public. You really shouldn't be wearing tefillin in public, because this is going to cause problems for you and for the Jewish people. So, if you're going to do certain things like this, just do them in private. When you pray privately, wear a tallit if you want to. If it inspires you or you find it useful. There's no obligation to, but, again, there's no prohibition either.
All right, very good. Well, thank you for writing us and giving us the opportunity to answer your Torah questions. That's what Hashem, we answered them to the best of our abilities. And if you have any more questions, feel free to contact us at beingnoahide.com. And may Hashem be with you in all your endeavors.